Welcome back, fellow Nerf herders, to our Star Wars Plus live reaction of The Bad Batch, titled
I Have a Bad Batch Feeling About This.
Last time on the two-part premiere of Season 2, we got to watch The Batch as they went on their final mission.
One final score.
Yes, one last score where they try to steal a treasure from Count Dooku, of all people, in order to finally settle their affairs and live comfortably away from the Empire. Their mission went horribly. Not only did they not get the treasure and nearly got their asses blown up by the Empire, but now the Empire is once more aware of their presence. Turns out one of the officers learned about this and tried to hide it. He even shot one of the clones for his troubles because the guy just, would not chill. But we know that one of two things is going to happen. One is that somebody who was working that operation is going to say something, and the Batch is going to have a target on their backs once more. Or that officer is going to track down the Batch himself and try to take them out before anyone else notices them. Either way, things are not looking good, and we only just started.
Only just begun.
Seems to be their lot in life, perpetually getting shit on.
Then again, I think from the start we knew that they were in over their heads with this one.
Yeah, as we mentioned, that it felt really forced to get them into the limelight of the Empire again. Because we know that they already paid off their debts, they really don't owe anything else to Sid. At this point, they're pretty much just saving up so they can go into hiding. But now all that is just out the window. But now we move on to Phase 2, which is how do we get them involved in other parts of the Star Wars story. And we're going to start with today's episode titled
The Solitary Clone.
I theorized before that I think it might be a Commander Cody who comes back. But I'm also thinking maybe Crosshairs comes back in this one, since he is a solitary clone now. Either way, I would like to see Crosshairs again. While he is a jerk, I admit he is insanely talented, and I do like how cold-blooded he can be sometimes. He's kind of like that guy that you hate to love.
Or you love to hate.
Either or. One thing I do want to mention real quick that I didn't mention in the last review was sort of like the theme going on for this season in terms of the clones' relationships. Because we know Omega is the focal point here, being the newcomer and all that. And in the first season, we saw as she develops a relationship with both Hunter and Wrecker, albeit in different ways. Like with Hunter, she looks up to him as like almost like a big brother or father figure, where he's trying to teach her how to not die in situations like this. Whereas with Wrecker, he's like the fun older brother that gives some levity to an otherwise really tense situation that they're in. But in this season, we're supposed to focus on her relationships with Tech and Echo. And as we already saw with Echo, he was a little more than hesitant to have taken Omega on at first, which, given all the shit they've been through, how can you blame him? But we know that ultimately he is cool with her being there, and I mean, her being there is the reason why they don't work for the Empire right now, because chances are they would be dead otherwise, because I highly doubt that Echo would have gone along with the orders to serve the Empire, given everything he's gone through. And of course, we've seen Tech has taken on the role of her teacher, teaching her about the ships and everything, so one day she could fly it and be more of a valued asset to the team. So I look forward to see where they go with that this season. Because like I said, I did want to see more character arcs, more interpersonal relationships between them, more individually rather than as a group. Don't get me wrong, I love them as a group, but I do like, the individual arcs a little bit more. So with that being said, let's get started and see what happens when we run into a solitary clone. And play. Meanwhile, in the Legion of Doom, run away, run away! What do you want?
Governor of Desix.
Your request has been received, reviewed, and, as you can see, rejected.
How disappointing.
We acknowledge you made a decision, but given it's a stupid-ass decision, we've elected to ignore it. Plus, I imagine most separatist colonies wouldn't fall just like that.
And here's our guy.
Hi, Crosshairs.
I heard the defense recruitment bill is up for a vote again. Well, let's hope it doesn't pass. For our sake.
They'll take our jobs. Ugh, loser.
I was eating.
I thought being with the clones is basically like being in high school.
CT-9904.
Have a name.
Congratulations, you've been medically cleared for active duty. Remind me, how long were you left stranded on that Calamitous platform before being recovered?
32 rotations.
Ouch.
He was there for a month. Over a month.
Dead and yet you still came back. Why?
Good question.
I'm a soldier of the Empire.
You're a dumbass.
See, your loyalty and determination are kind. Which is why I have a mission for you on the planet Desix. The newly appointed Imperial Governor has been taken hostage by insurgents, demanding Desix be recognized as an independent planet. But
We don't do independence around here.
you're being sent in under the guise of discussing a diplomatic resolution to secure the city.
Diplomatic
Ensure
resolution.
Governor Broughton's release.
What squad will I be leading?
You're not ready to play commander again. Not yet.
Yeah, how many people died on his last command?
You would think way back then you would have known he don't play well with others.
He barely played well with the Bash.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while. Good to see you. Commander.
Huh, that's right.
I didn't recognize you.
I didn't recognize you because you look like everybody else.
I requested you specifically. Word is, the rest of Clone Force 99 went rogue after Order 66 came through.
99 and 66.
Surprised? Not really. Your squad was different by design. Regs have gone AWOL too. So I've heard. Rumors are more and more clones have been questioning the Order.
They're not completely
Then
brainwashed.
traitors, like the Jedi. Good soldiers follow orders.
He knows something. Bet he's doing recog.
Release me this instant!
Negative. The governor said to keep a close eye on you.
I am the legitimate governor of Desix, you scrap heap!
Keep telling yourself that.
We'll have your freedom once we have ours.
The Empire will never agree to your terms.
Precisely why I know the diplomatic envoy they're sending is anything but peaceful.
Dooku was right in the end.
Oh no, she's hot.
The Republic was corrupt. It would collapse and become something worse. He saw it coming. The Galactic Empire.
You lost
Did he see his death coming?
No, because Anakin chopped his head off.
Nah. Yeah, he was looking right at him when he did it, though.
Just looks at Palpatine and he's like,
Do it.
It looks like they've chosen not to negotiate. How unfortunate. For you.
you think about it, they should have known this would happen, which means they basically sent this guy to die. I went to the danger zone. Abort, abort, abort!
Another happy landing.
Wow, for once those clankers actually hit something.
Neutralized and crashed in Sector 5.
Guess they are better than the stormtroopers. That's not saying much.
Yes, Governor.
Now we loot the bodies.
Yeah, for them. We found the shuttle. There are no survivors. Confirmed. Return to the city. Roger, roger.
Dig again, bitch. Lucky for them, they have main character plot armor.
Yep.
This is time, but not much. Now the squad's too injured to continue. Not beating clankers with far less.
I crawled from the twisted burning wreckage. I crawled on my hands and knees for 3 full days.
These tanks all have the same weakness. The droids operating them.
True.
I'll draw their fire while you move into position. Trust me. You do make things interesting.
Trust you, that's a good one. These tanks suck. Nice.
Tanks a lot for that.
Ooh. He's like, man, I'm awesome.
It's okay. We're here to help.
Sure. By whose definition? Well, these fucking things. So that trick doesn't work anymore? I'm sorry, that annoys me. They show in that one arc that if you gently roll the ball through their shields, it destroys them. And now suddenly it doesn't work? Bullshit. Okay, now it works.
That of these guys' increased shield durability.
I can see that.
That was lucky.
I think he blew up like that. Or maybe it was just being in the shield.
I'm on fire. Cool, hacked.
Now he has 2 points. Raz, bitch.
I guess they didn't get super battle droids in their possession.
To be fair, the Separatists were always on a restricted budget. Huh. Nice.
I will hack at your neck with the thin bits.
Why shoot him when you can knife him to death?
I'll take out the tech droid. I can make the shot from here.
Where do you need the puck?
Throw it.
How far?
As far as you can.
You OP motherfucker.
That droid is on fire.
Nice throw.
Nice shot. Your droid army attacked 2 Imperial convoys.
We were defending ourselves from a hostile occupation. Your forces are the only threat to my people.
We are not the enemy.
At
The
this
Empire
point...
seeks to establish peace and order throughout the galaxy.
Peace.
Look how well that's
There was
gone.
a time I believed in that. So much so my colleague Mina Bonteri and I put forth a treaty with separatists and Republic senators alike to end the war.
Did you see the one that
Your
was
Supreme
assassinated?
Chancellor rejected it. I realized then, peace was never an option.
Listen, we both lived through one war. Let's not start another. Too many people have died already. We can resolve this without more bloodshed.
Wishful thinking, but...
Please, do this for your people.
Nicely handled. Now execute her.
Sir, I promised a peaceful...
You did, I didn't. Now execute her.
Oh boy, this is the moment.
So much for peace.
I gave you an order. Follow it or face the consequences for discipline.
Yeah, I knew that would happen. Fucking Crosshairs, man. I mean, we knew this was the only way it was gonna end. Cody, you better start running.
Yeah.
You're on their
They're
shit
gonna-
list now. Especially Crosshairs.
Yeah.
Gave him the look.
Now what?
Oh Lord.
Writing's been on the wall.
Those are occupational soldiers. Hope everyone on the planet had fun.
You know what makes us different from battle droids? We make our own decisions, our own choices. And we have to live with them too.
We don't take kindly to free thinking in these parts. What now? Are they ever gonna allow him to eat?
Report CC 1226.
Why not Commander Cody?
He's been demoted.
Cody.
CC 2224.
Yes. It appears he has gone AWOL.
Knew that would happen.
Loyalty does not seem to be as advertised anymore. Funny, isn't it? How these clones around you keep disappearing. Problem?
No, sir.
Then you're dismissed.
I'd watch myself if I were you. loyal, but again, he doesn't play well with others. If you fuck with him, he will turn the gun on you.
Although his sense of loyalty does ultimately lead him to doing the right thing. I'd say that was a considerable improvement over the last 2 episodes. I mean, first off, good choice not including the badge. I know they did that last season, they included them in like every episode, even if it didn't make sense. Like seriously, they did not have to be there for Ryloth.
I thought there were like 1 or 2 episodes that they were not in.
No, they were pretty much there the entire time. It's just sometimes they were there briefly, or they were somehow incorporated into the plot. Even though, again, it didn't make sense. But here, it's like, you don't see him at all. It's just Crosshairs and Cody. And I feel it's a lot better that way. And actually, interesting juxtaposition, too, in terms of the animation style. Because think about how bright and colorful and lively everything was in the first 2. And here, it's so dark and dreary and gritty. I really like it. Like, good artistic choice. Even if it does make it a little hard to see at times. But I do like that they're showing this and showing, I guess, maybe the seeds are being planted that Crosshairs is starting to think, maybe I didn't make the right choice of staying with the Empire. Honestly, you would think after being left to die on Kamino for over a month before they recovered him, would have given him some time to think that maybe the Empire isn't a good thing to work for. But no, his innate programming and extreme sense of loyalty keeps him there. Even though, as he sees throughout, including his interactions with Cody, that at this point it's just not making sense.
Well, I mean, the way you gotta look at it, first off, I thought he basically didn't care at all about the Empire based on the season finale. That he basically didn't care at all about what they stood for. For him, it's just the job. And what is a soldier without a war to fight?
I know that. Like, I know that ultimately he's strictly lawful neutral in that he just follows the orders of a soldier, and his ultimate command is the Empire at this point. Even so, they revealed that he's not completely brainwashed like the rest of them. He's able to free think. This is an active choice he's making. You know, now that you're in the thick of everything, of the Empire gradually occupying all of these separatist planets, of all these other planets that have been fighting for independence and just for survival in the war, the fact that they're showing that they're no better than who they fought, you think that would leave some sort of impression. And I guess maybe it did a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like it's going to take till the end of the season before he finally gets the message.
I'm just really, really angry at the lack of respect. I get the Empire is arrogant and everything, but this guy has shown nothing but loyalty. His record is impeccable. Granted, he does not get along well with others, and he's killed members of the Empire, but nonetheless, he's gotten the job done for you. So to act the way you are toward him, joking around, laughing at him, being stranded on Kamino for 32 cycles. You've got a loyal soldier there, and you're fucking making fun of him.
I think we've established by this point, though, that the Empire doesn't give a shit about loyalty. Yes, they want people to do what they're told, but it doesn't matter how dedicated you are. The second that they feel that you're disposable or that they have a better option, they'll cast anyone aside. I mean, Palpatine's the prime example of that. Look at every single one of his apprentices, how loyal they were in serving him, only to get dicked over in the end.
Well, ultimately for him, it was like, oh, newer model came out, gotta ditch the old.
It's the same with the other Empire officers and all of them, because that's the thing. When you think about it, it's like, why would you switch out the clones who are genetically modified to be loyal soldiers for just regular everyday schmoes? It doesn't make sense. So your only conclusion is that A, the new stormtroopers must be brainwashed to the point where they will never willingly question what they're doing. They just actively enjoy doing it. And also that the clones are becoming self-aware enough where they're able to make their own moral decisions. Which, as we saw in this, has become the case. The fact that Cody's saying that there are a lot of clones that are now going AWOL, who are now questioning whether what they're doing is right. He himself goes AWOL. And heck, we saw that they were discussing that initiative to replace the clones, which we know goes through. So, again, prime example of the Empire does not value loyalty. They just see the clones as just being a byproduct. Of course, in Palpatine's case, they're just proof of what he's done in order to take over the Republic.
Yeah.
So he wants them out of the way for his sake, but for everyone else, they're like, yeah, they're just outdated models. We have better soldiers here.
Yeah. But at the same time, like I said, I don't know if this is still canon or not, but the clones never entirely go away. Because we still have the 501st, which goes right into the Battle of Hoth, at least.
Right. I know there are still clones that are still loyal regardless. It's just, I guess it depends, where they're stationed, how they turn out from the cloning process and everything, I guess determines their level of loyalty. Because, yes, they're all technically the same genetic material, but they have individual personalities. They have different experiences that shapes them. So it's not like they're all the same schematics in terms of where they're going to go in their allegiance. And like I said, we've seen what the Empire does when they reward the people who are loyal to them. Heck, people who are just snitching on others for being part of the Alliance or who are Jedis or whatever, they get killed for their troubles. So it makes all the sense they would do this to their own fighters. It sucks about that one planet, but it's what were you expecting, really? You're a separatist planet who are most likely on a budget because the separatists are all not part of the Bank of the Republic. You don't have your leader anymore. He's dead. You only have what you have on the planet, and you're going up against the frickin' Empire. Not to mention go up against modified clones. I don't know how they saw this ending any other way.
I don't know why they kept on just relying on the droid army. I would have gotten the citizens more involved in the battle too, because clearly if they want peace bad enough, or at least to keep the planet for themselves, they should make themselves more of a threat.
Yes and no. I mean, yes, in that everyone should be fighting to keep their home, but no, in that it might not be that sort of planet that are warrior-based or who are used to fighting. Plus, as the governor, she doesn't want to risk her own people. And, why do that when you have all these disposable droids around? I can see the mental behind that, but even so, again, she probably knew this was going to end in one way or another. So, just for the sake of making sure her people were safe, that's why she did what she did. It just sucks that, she ended up having to ultimately trust Cody. I mean, I know they would have shot her regardless, because Crosshairs was there. He almost never misses. We saw 2 examples of how insanely sick he is when it comes to taking impossible shots. There is no doubt in my mind that even if she didn't give him up, he would have been able to shoot her without...
Honestly, I was expecting him to do that even before letting her get a word in edgewise.
I guess because they wanted to have that whole moment, because that was the pivotal moment where Cody realizes that it's not worth fighting for the Empire anymore.
Are we the baddies?
Wait, could we be the bad guys? But yeah, honestly, this episode was twice as good as the first one. Like I said, I don't think the first 2 were bad per se, just underwhelming. It was just a reintroduction to the batch. But this really digs deep. It shows you Crosshair's journey going by himself as the lone clone of the Republic. It shows Cody, who we didn't really know his fate from either the movies or
any of the series.
Yeah, because he doesn't appear in Rebels.
I don't think he appears in Rebels, no.
Yeah, and pretty much establishes, that whole discord in with the clones. Not to mention, showing what has been happening to the Separatist planets. I mean, they already showed that in the previous one with Dooku's planet basically getting bombarded, which is understandable because, Palpatine doesn't want any evidence left linking them together. But in this case, you see a planet that is genuinely trying to grasp onto its independence at all costs. Chances are, I'm pretty sure half the planets ended up this way. I mean, let's admit. That weird moment when you realize we're the Separatists, right?
I mean, let's be fair, I don't think either of them were right.
Right. Yeah, I know, it's complicated.
Yeah, it's very gray.
I guess it's just when you know who the ultimate baddie is, and he's the head of the side that you're supposed to root for, I guess it just makes that all the more complex, I guess.
I mean, let's face it, in both sides. There were the right people, but there were also the bad people who were making all the decisions for everybody. That's ultimately kind of government.
Yeah. I'm the government. I'm the government. I'm the reason nothing works. True that.
Yeah. It's always the loudest voice. It's the squeaky wheel that gets the grease.
Mm-hmm. So what's the next episode?
Next episode is simply titled Faster.
Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Well, at least it lives up to its title. It's a fast title. I'm guessing we're gonna get back to the batch on this one, because now that they botched that last mission, they're gonna have to keep doing what they're doing now. But not only that, but they have to watch out for the Empire being on their tail.
No, I think at this point they need to lay low.
See, I'd say that, except you know something's gonna happen, or Sid's gonna make some sort of argument that they should get back out there to do something for
Either
her.
Sid or that Wanda Sykes character.
True. I guess if they don't get her loot, then they have to work for her. I can see them now. They become space pirates! Oh god. Guess who they might meet up with?
Hondo!
Oh dear lord. Oh my god. Swear to god if I see that fucker again. I don't hate Hondo per se, but I just feel an unbridled rage whenever I see him.
It's like, you know every time he shows up, something bad's gonna happen.
Like, I know he's chaos incarnate, and that's the appeal of his character, but dear God, I know I'm gonna be so fucking annoyed every time he shows up, because I'm like, what bullshit are you gonna pull this time? At any rate, it should make an interesting situation if that's the case. But we're gonna have to wait until next week, so until then, I'm Kat MacBerrie.
I'm Doug MacBerrie.
Don't get on the wrong side of Crosshairs, because he will shoot you from across 3 rooms, up 2 buildings, and probably around the planet.
He's loyal to a point.
Man is OP, man. OP.